Logan Paul is currently suing CoffeeZilla, a popular investigative YouTuber known for exposing scams and frauds in the cryptocurrency world. I'm sure you guys all know who he is, as his series documenting Logan Paul's scammy behavior has received over tens of millions of views. Now, this lawsuit comes just a year after Logan Paul thanked CoffeeZilla for his work and investigation into CryptoZoo, a project that has since faced significant backlash for alleged fraudulent activities. Now, for those of you who vaguely remember CryptoZoo or don't really know what it is, CryptoZoo is a blockchain-based project created by Logan Paul that was marketed as a play-to-earn game involving collectible NFTs. Players could buy, breed, and trade exotic animal NFTs with the promise of earning cryptocurrency rewards. However, the project faced criticism and allegations of being a scam, as many investors claimed they lost significant amounts of money and that the game never fully materialized as advertised. Now, CoffeeZilla has made several videos about CryptoZoo and Logan's involvement with the project, heavily criticizing the project itself, but also criticizing Logan's attempt to market it and advertise it to the public using shady tactics and false narratives. Now, after Logan had become aware of CoffeeZilla's journalism, he made a few response videos. The first one is now deleted, you can't find it, only re-uploads of it, where Logan Paul tries to discredit Coffee's journalism and ends up threatening him by saying, "I'll see you in court, Buster."
CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me in our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
He also addressed it on his Impulsive podcast, saying that there's a defamation lawsuit coming, but then out of nowhere, there was a video on his second channel where he thanks CoffeeZilla for his journalistic work.
I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire and ego, but the fact is that suing CoffeeZilla is not gonna help CryptoZoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of me. Thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation.
The mood swings and attitude shifts that were taking place with Logan Paul around the time he was responding to CoffeeZilla were insane. It's like Hello Kitty Pinterest alt-girl level mood swings. Well, in his video where he actually thanks CoffeeZilla for the journalism, Coffee responded with a video called "Logan Paul Apologized to Me," but as you'll see, and as we'll get into today, it's not looking too good. It doesn't seem like they've hugged it out or anything like that. It's looking like it might go to court, as Logan Paul has sued CoffeeZilla. According to CoffeeZilla, rather than fully compensating the victims of CryptoZoo, Logan Paul has decided to take legal action against him. Logan has hired 5 lawyers to sue CoffeeZilla, accusing him of defamation in an attempt to stop further exposure of Logan's business practices. The timing of this lawsuit is fucking insane. Like, just hours before it was filed, Coffee had reached out to Logan with questions about another one of Logan's companies, Liquid Marketplace.
You should kill yourself now!
This company has recently been accused by the Canadian authorities of being a multi-layered fraud involving misappropriation of funds and other financial misconduct.
6 days before the lawsuit, I had featured Logan Paul in a teaser for a video. Did you know 21 hours before the lawsuit, I had texted Logan for comment? Did you know I told him he had 24 hours to respond, and Logan sued me 3 hours before the deadline? So, what was this new story? Well, it's partly about a Canadian law enforcement investigation, and it's partly about something I told Logan to help him. Yes, believe it or not, I tried to help Logan Paul. To explain, we need to go back to when CryptoZoo first got exposed. Logan said he was going to sue me, but got backlash. So he called me to apologize. He said he was wrong and wanted to make things right. I made it clear refunds are the absolute right move going forward, and to my surprise, he agreed. And in the same spirit, I made Logan aware of potential problems at a different company he co-owned, called Liquid Marketplace.
On a platform that I co-founded called Liquid Marketplace, it allows co-ownership of top-tier assets. So instead of one person, me owning this card, we as a collective can co-own it together.
This was a fractionalized collectible platform where Logan sold things like roughly half of a $5 million Pokemon card. The idea was you could buy tokens that represented partial ownership in rare collectibles. That video, by the way, got 8 million views, and a lot of people bought into this platform. The problem was, I had heard troubling stories about this company, and I was trying to verify if the claims were true. So I had gone to the CEO, Ryan Bahadouri, to ask him questions, but he kept dodging meetings. And I don't mean he refused meeting with me, I mean we would set up meetings and then he did not show up. So I was troubled, and I brought this up to Logan. I figured if he's gonna make one company right, make them all right. Otherwise, it might come back to bite him. I mean, can you imagine the disaster if another one of Logan Paul's co-founded companies was discovered to have scammed his fans? Hypothetically, that would be a very bad look.
So what is this lawsuit actually about? So Logan Paul's lawsuit focuses on 2 videos and a tweet where CoffeeZilla advocated for full refunds for CryptoZoo victims. Despite Logan's partial refunds, which only cover a minority of the losses, Coffee believes that because Logan is rich as fuck, he's very sad and disappointed that he's not made things fully right, and that instead he's fighting the rest of the victims in court. Now obviously, Coffee believes the lawsuit is not about defamation, but rather an attempt by Logan Paul to dodge accountability and silence him. Logan's legal team claims that CoffeeZilla's narrative is false and malicious, but Logan himself has previously praised CoffeeZilla as thorough and good-hearted. The lawsuit seems like more of a intimidation tactic rather than a legitimate legal process type thing. You know, it doesn't seem like he actually knows what the fuck defamation means. And it's gonna be very challenging, to say the least. You know, defamation cases are already very hard to prove. It's tough to prove defamation at all. But I'll tell you with a fair amount of confidence that it's gonna be harder than playing Elden Ring while fucking blindfolded to sue a guy for defamation that you previously praised on camera for his thorough investigations. One of the only and biggest reasons that people win defamation lawsuits is they're able to prove to the legal system that the person who was, quote, defaming them had malicious intentions, like they were slandering them for reasons that are purely malicious, like lying about someone for clicks. And at one point, that was Logan's narrative. He had said in his first response video that CoffeeZilla's addiction to clicks has clouded his judgment. But then to turn around and say something completely different and to act like you're teaming up with CoffeeZilla to advocate for the refunding on CryptoZoo victims and implying that his heart was in the right place, that's not going to do you any favors in court. Another thing that's important to note about defamation cases is that oftentimes the defamation that would have to take place would have to ruin someone's reputation. Like, everybody loved Logan Paul up until CoffeeZilla started spreading his malicious lies, and that's why we're suing him for slander and defamation. However, Logan Paul has participated in multiple crypto pump and dump schemes before CoffeeZilla's investigation into CryptoZoo. For instance, remember Dink Doink, a literal fucking shitcoin pump and dump that Logan Paul spearheaded? Dink Doink is, I think, the most popular coin that Logan Paul was seen shilling for that turned out to be a rug pull, but there's plenty other scams and shady shit that he's been involved in, and if you want to go through those examples and are curious as to what those might be, I recommend checking out this video called The Most Evil Man on YouTube by King of Nothing. The first 30 minutes of the video is detailing multiple different scams that Logan Paul has taken place in. And I think the reason this lawsuit is coming up now is because CoffeeZilla is not shutting up about it. It's been a while, a few years I think, and he's still going. He's still trying to refund the CryptoZoo victims. Ironic, by the way, when I use the word victims, Logan Paul has also used that word when referring to the people who have been fucked by CryptoZoo. So he knows that CoffeeZilla is helping these people out, or at least trying to, and is still actively suing him. Like, bro, you must see the optics of this as being horrible, right? Now, we'll see how much Logan wants to actually commit to this lawsuit, or if he's gonna pull out like his dad should have. But I will say, out of all the people who have scammed that CoffeeZilla has exposed, Logan is either the only one or among a very tiny group of people who have actually tried to sue CoffeeZilla. I feel like I mentioned this a lot in videos where there's like a lawsuit or someone is trying to silence another YouTuber, that it's literally the fucking Streisand effect. He's obviously worried about his reputation because of the coverage of CryptoZoo by CoffeeZilla, and he's worried about being criticized and disliked by the internet, I guess, right? I mean, why else would he be trying to get him to shut up if he didn't want to be called a scammer all day? But ironically, honestly, that's all this is gonna do more. This is just gonna 10x the amount of Logan Paul hate on the internet. The lawsuit will definitely lead to intensified scrutiny on Logan Paul's business practices and previous ventures, and critics and journalists might even dive deeper into other projects he's been involved in, uncovering additional information that might not have been widely known before. And this scrutiny can lead to further negative publicity for Logan Paul. Now, that might sound a lot like just straight up cancel culture, when someone gets in trouble for one thing and then they find like a billion other bad things they've been involved in and then they get canceled. But the reality is, when you're dealing with scammers, if someone finds out you've pulled off this giant scam, they're probably going to wonder if you've done it before, and they'll find something perhaps. So Logan Paul has only refunded a portion of CryptoZoo losses, specifically the NFT holders, while leaving the Zoo token investors uncompensated. So the Zoo token was the shit that you'd use to like fucking, I think, buy the NFT or something. Big difference is the token is fungible digital assets similar to like other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and stuff, and the NFT is non-fungible, like it's the fucking JPEG meme. So the refund status on each is that the NFT holders have been partially refunded, some of them, right? And then the Zoo token holders have not been fully refunded. Now, I don't know why he did this. I mean, presumably he thinks the people who actually have the NFTs are like the most fucked because they got like the most scammed, I guess, but I have no idea of knowing what the dude's thinking. But anyway, we'll have to see where this goes. Definitely a crazy story developing right now. Evil Logan is back. You know, every time I think that he might be on a small, somewhat of a redemption arc, he just chooses to piss away that expectation by doing something crazy or ridiculous. I totally forgot CryptoZoo even happened until he sued CoffeeZilla, and now I'm making a video on it. So yeah, I mean, Streisand effect to the max just took place. And anyway, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Follow my social medias, links are all down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.